Hey, Mom.
Hey, Jake.
Hey. So I have a question for you.
I'm all ears.
All right. Have you played Atari today?
I have not played Atari today.
Okay. Well, maybe you
But
should because
I did
yeah.
move the box from one shelf to the other in the closet.
Okay. Well, that's very good. Yeah, my Atari 2600 is at your house and not at my house. So we're going to be taking a look at some Atari games today.
Woohoo!
Yeah, very exciting. I know that's your favorite thing to do. We're going to be looking at them on a computer, which is totally illegal. I just downloaded every Atari game ever.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in a court of law.
Yeah, we're breaking all kinds of laws here. But as you just mentioned, I do own an Atari 2600. That's a real thing that I really have. But it's not here, and I don't have a way of recording it, so we're going to be illegal. We're breaking the law. The reason we are looking at Atari games today...
Sister's a lawyer. She could probably get you off.
Is this week is the 40th anniversary of Atari. Not of the Atari 2600 video computer system, but the company, Atari, turning 40 this week.
I'll have to get him a card.
Because, yeah.
Any excuse to bake a
I'm doing
cake.
something even better. I'm going to be the coolest guy on the internet and talk to my mommy about Atari games for the enjoyment of the internet.
Woohoo!
So... right now, we're taking a look at Skydiver, which is a game from 1979. That was one of the first Atari games that I ever played, and I played a lot of this game. And we can only do one player because you're way over there. We're in different states. But through the magic of technology...
I'm in the state of confusion right now.
Why don't you just have a website? Why don't you just be the funny one? Okay, so I landed my guy on a target from an aeroplane, and... I got some points. I have 3 points. You have 0 points because you're not playing. I played a lot of this
rough
game.
spot
I probably made you play this game with me, too.
I believe I've played this before.
I think you know this one.
I was around in the 70s.
Right, yeah. Yeah, Atari is almost as old as you are.
Kind of before you were born.
40 years ago. Okay, so that's Skydiver. I could probably... play more Skydiver and let you see that, but let's see what else is in here. River Raid, that's a pretty good one. Let's take a look at some River Raid. Do you have any Atari favorites? Do you have any Atari memories you'd like to share?
I'm loving this one.
My gigantic audience.
Loving it.
Let's see. Oh, here it goes. So, I crashed. I'm holding up a microphone and trying to play games, and that's kind of tough, and talking about it at the same time.
Brings to mind that oil spill out in the Gulf. There's fuel right there in the middle.
Right there. This is how it all happens. Oh, okay. So you can see my fuel gauge down at the bottom. Oop. If you blow up the fuel, you get more points.
Running on empty.
If you blow up all the fuel, then you don't have enough fuel to continue. So I'm gonna just probably kill everyone. These are terrorists. They hate our freedom, so they deserve what they're getting.
What about the fishies in the sea, the deep blue sea?
Giving them food. Some offshore oil men for their eating pleasure. I am not doing so well with talking and playing at the same time.
And holding a microphone in your other hand.
And holding a microphone. Well, I'm going to use all of these as excuses because I'm top secret, not very good at River Raid.
Definitely going up into the closet and getting the Atari out today.
Okay, yeah. Celebrate. 40 years.
Seriously.
Now, they didn't start with... This was the VCS, the 2600.
This was in the 80s.
The system. This one's 1982. But the system that people call Atari, that came out in 1977, I think. I didn't do any research beforehand. Because I was trying to set up this crazy video technology that we're using right now, rather than preparing for an informative and... exciting video.
I can tell you a little bit about 77. The year I graduated from high school.
Uh-huh.
Bell bottoms.
Okay, 1977.
That's
Bell
all I
bottoms.
remember.
Got it. Mark that one.
It was a
down.
great year.
Now we're taking a look at Qbert. It says 1987, according to this. That sounds wrong. Qbert is a game that I always think that I like, and then I actually play it, and it's never as good as I want it to be.
Didn't they remake it for a different system?
They've made a million Q*berts. It started off in arcades.
Yeah. He's come a long way. He's evolved.
But still swear he's in the trailer for that new Wreck-It Ralph movie as well. So the kids are going to be getting acquainted with Q*bert. He also had a cartoon show, and we have like a book somewhere. Oh, there he goes. Saying his swear words.
Q*bert's been around.
The arcade one's cool because it has like a hammer or something inside the actual cabinet, and then when you drop a quarter in, it goes dunk. Or like when he falls off the side.
What is it? What is that again? Dunk.
Dunk. Yeah, you can simulate it home by grabbing a hammer and just smashing something nearby, hit your computer desk.
I do that often when I'm angry.
Yeah, Q*bert's never as much fun as I remember it being, but I played quite a bit of that one too.
You've got a lot of games here.
This is everything. I'm trying to stick to the ones that I actually own, rather than just. This is not for my enjoyment. This is for the good of the internet. Because the internet needs people to talk about games with their mom.
Do people still use the Atari?
There is a good following. I played mine when I lived in the same house as mine. It's kind of hard playing across states. But yeah, I still love the Atari. I think that the games that I've been showing so far are not the best ones. Let's see if I can find something good.
They sure did a lot of games for the Atari.
There are a lot of these.
So
maybe I should just pick something instead of... Okay, here. This one's actually not very good. Donkey Kong is my favorite game, as you may know. Atari Donkey Kong is really bad.
Prehistoric Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's crazy stuff.
It's not so good. I always thought he was like a Cookie Monster or something up there.
It's like King Kong.
They kind of look... Well...
He's no.
It's not. They got into some legal trouble because
he's no donkey.
Universal said that that King Kong was a knockoff of King Kong. They went to court with it. Nintendo ended up winning the court case because it turns out Universal didn't actually own the rights to King Kong. It was public domain at that point in the 80s.
How do you think they came up with Donkey Kong, though?
Well, here's the story. Here's the story from Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Donkey Kong. He said that he's Japanese. I can't make it over any of these cookies. He was just picking like a name that meant he wanted to say stupid ape, basically. And so he looked up in a dictionary, a Japanese to English dictionary, and found the word donkey to mean stupid or foolish. And then Kong, he said, was just a name that people in Japan used for apes. So, stupid ape.
A little bit of history thrown in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're learning a lot. We're having some fun on this 40th anniversary celebration.
Yeah. Kind of looks like a dancing gingerbread man.
He doesn't really look like very much at all. And there's the beautiful lady.
He has anger issues. I'm thinking.
He does.
Well, he's not very bright. We know that now.
I can tell you some more Donkey Kong as well. The rich fiction behind this game. And actually, Donkey Kong's another one who had a cartoon series and cereal and all kinds of things. But the story was that Donkey Kong was Jumpman's pet monkey, and then Mario, Jumpman, Mr. Video, the Man. He went by a lot of names. But he was an abusive pet owner, and so to get revenge, Donkey Kong stole his girlfriend and climbed up an unfinished building, and that's where we are right now. On this level, oops, I fell and died. You can see when I walk over those little holes, I'm all out of lives, but you try to knock down this whole structure by taking it apart piece by piece, but the kids know Donkey Kong. They know how that works.
The kids do.
They love it.
It's been made and remade. Isn't there one with bongo drums?
There's a Donkey Kong. I actually have three pairs of bongos right here on my floor, but no Atari. So something wrong with me, I guess.
Maybe the U.S. Post Office could send it to you.
Perhaps one day. No need to make this too long. I
cannot believe I just saw the Berenstein Bears in there.
You want to? Let's see what that is.
Please don't.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I might learn a valuable lesson from Papa Bear.
That one I'm not going to be able to tell you too much. Oh, it's from Coleco, the Connecticut Leather Company.
Whoa, there's the big tree on the sunny dirt road in bear country.
One thing that you lose when you're playing color mode, black and white mode, when you are playing on a computer instead of playing on a TV, or on an actual system, is the Atari hardware has all sorts of big metal dip switches, and you have to physically change all these settings around on the system. And right now, all I get to do is press buttons on my computer. I can't even get this thing to play.
I was going to say, this is not...
That's probably as much fun as we were going to get out of Berenstain Bears anyway.
Yeah, I'll read the book.
What other fun characters that you love? Here's Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Elmer Fudd. Dog.
Gotta give me a carrot.
Get shot.
Gotta get a carrot.
Yeah, let's see if we can get up there. Go, Bugs, go. Oh.
Come on, Bugs.
What's the goal here?
Rabbits can't climb. They just bounce along.
Oh, I jumped in a hole.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yep.
This could turn into an Alice in Wonderland sequel.
And yeah, that's Bugs Bunny.
Elmer Fudd. Back home. Make a hamburger.
Oh boy, so many games here.
Games.
Let's find the. How about adventure? Adventure is one of my favorite.
I'm always up for an adventure.
You have an adventurous spirit, Mom.
I do. I like to live on the edge.
Scrolled all the way up and then fell back down again. Adventure.
Come on, there we go.
There we go.
Adventure bin.
Yeah, let's just do...
1980.
There are 3 different adventures in Adventure, but we'll just go with number 1. So here's our adventurer.
It's a castle.
Picked up a key. There's a castle. Yeah, we can kind of tell what's going on here. I'm going to exchange my key for a...
Interesting colors they've chosen for this. The yellow and the gray. Not much contrast.
Well, and now it changes. Kind of gives you a sense of where you're going. It actually does help, because you can remember, I need to go back to the yellow room later. Oh, there's a dragon.
Oh, there we go.
Let's see if I can take him down.
Kind of frightening.
People say looks like a duck, and I agree.
Fire-breathing duck. Mm-hmm.
Oh, got him.
Oh, he turned into a seahorse.
And now here's the black. All right, so the horse fishes are right there at the top of the screen, and now we have the black key.
It was a simpler time.
It was. This actually kind of grew out of, what was it? Oh, I might need to get my sword back.
Catch that vicious seahorse.
He's coming for it. This is pretty tense. The great thing about my sword is that I can pick it up from either end, and now I just have an arrow. Oh. Got him.
Ooh.
I got scared. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, game over.
Holding the microphone and trying to play a game, but if I had another hand, I would be wiping my brow because it is damp with sweat.
I bet it is. I bet. This is intense. Oh my goodness, look at this maze.
How am I even going to get through here?
Amazing. Come on, you can do it. Up and down, up and down.
Oh, and I'm right back where I started. Let's see if I can find my favorite item in the game. Should be around here.
Kind of like this. This is my kind of game right here.
Video games. Here it is. This is my favorite thing.
Oh, a movable something bridge, drawbridge.
It is. So, right now, if I try to walk through this wall, it's just a solid wall. Can't do anything about that.
I see that.
But if I get this and place it ever so carefully, like so,
I can walk
straight through.
Wouldn't that come in handy around the house?
Wherever I want.
Save a lot of time getting from the kitchen to the living room.
Ideas. Yeah. Just like, I want to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to get up while I'm watching television. Problem solves.
That's disgusting.
And this was in the 70s.
Get up off the couch and go to the bathroom.
But if you had... Oh, and that's where I need my black key. So, not the band. Drop that
Major problem with Atari. Where's the music?
I turned the volume way down so that we could
There
be
is
heard.
music?
I think I turned it down a little too much.
Playing?
I don't think this one has music. This one has some sound effects. There was a sound when the dragon died. And then
because this would be really exciting if there was
the magnet.
Some good music, some intense castle music.
No, I don't think they have too much of that. But the Zelda games pretty much grew directly out of this, and they have really good music. So there's the history lesson on that one without going into hidden Easter eggs and the usual history. That kind of turned into Zelda. I'm going to go to... What's a game with some good music? I just had one in mind, and now I've forgotten it. Like Mountain King has really good music, but it takes a while to get there.
I can sing if you want while you're playing.
That's probably the best of all ideas. I'm going to find Pac-Man.
I do have a kazoo, too. I could play along with a kazoo.
If you could get a kazoo, that would really help this. All right. We'll play some Pac-Man while I try to think of the one that I was trying to think of.
Can't go wrong with
Pac-Man. Not Popeye. Popeye was actually another one by Shigeru Miyamoto, who is still at Nintendo to this day.
Have you seen it?
He wanted Donkey Kong originally. He wanted it to be a Popeye game, but he couldn't get the rights to Popeye, so that's how we got Mario. It's because he couldn't get Popeye.
And there is where it all started.
Yep. So Pac-Man. This is a terrible, terrible version of one of the best games.
What came first, the pinball version or the Atari version?
It was that pinball one. That was the real one. This was trying to go off the popularity of that. They needed a home game because that's what you did back in the arcade game days.
I remember playing this one on the Atari.
Yeah. A lot of people did. This was one of the best-selling games on the Atari. Check out the way those ghosts flicker all around.
Kind of make me a little nervous. Might put me into seizure mode.
I don't know how well it's going to capture on the video that I'm getting for the internet. But so, actually, let me turn up the music a little bit before we go on. I should be able to change a setting in here. Let's see how that does.
And kids, if you know the words, you can sing along.
No Pac-Man fever on this one. Oh, can you hear that?
I cannot hear the volume.
I'm going to turn it up a little bit more then. Maybe I'll cut this out of the final video. Let's turn it up to like 50. And Pac-Man, go. What about that? Are you hearing any of that?
I don't hear any volume at all.
Huh.
No audio on this end except my ramblings.
I'll try one more time. If not, we'll just move on. The interesting thing about the Atari Pac-Man sounds, which are really bad, is if you ever see somebody playing video games on TV or on a movie, you're probably going to hear sound effects and music from this game, even today. Like, for some reason, with the way the licensing worked on that, everyone has the rights to use this music and these sound effects. So you hear it on a lot of TV shows. But this is a terrible game. They made more copies of this game than there were Atari systems. And it helped bankrupt the company. So, and it wasn't very good.
So Atari went bankrupt eventually?
Well, or they didn't. They had a huge, varied history. They're still around after 40 years. Nolan Bushnell, the guy who founded the company, returned to the company a couple of years ago. I don't know exactly what he's doing there. I don't know if he's still making games or if Atari is even making games or if it's just a name that they put on stuff or when they release like those old Atari looking,
right?
Like the ones that you plug right into the TV.
Yeah. The plug and plays.
The plug and plays, exactly. That might be all Atari is doing at this point.
Where are they located?
They started in California, which I guess they're probably still there. They got bought by a French company, Infogrames, at one point. I think Activision might own them right now, which is weird. Activision actually is a company that splintered off of Atari. It was made up of 4 guys who were disgruntled Atari employees who wanted to get credit on their games that they were making. They weren't getting paid anymore. They weren't getting any kind of recognition. And so they split off and made their own company and made games for the Atari hardware. Oh, Gyrus. That was the game I wanted to show you for the music, but I guess we don't have music anyway. Yeah, we'll wrap this up pretty quickly. But this will be I'll show you one more after this. Anyway, play Atari.
What's the object of this game here?
Shoot the guys. This is another one that started off as an arcade game. And the arcade game has much more detailed visuals and much more detailed sound. But there's something really eerie about this one, I think, about this. It's some classical or Baroque piece of music or something. I can't remember which one it is. But it's something you would recognize if you heard it. And it's really spooky when reduced down to Atari sound.
Wish we could hear it.
And, yeah. Compelling video, right? When you can't hear
the thriller.
I don't think there were any Michael Jackson games on Atari. They didn't start doing those for a few more years afterward. This is actually a new Atari game.
Whoa, look at those graphics.
Yeah.
We've come a long
so
way.
One of the guys who worked on Halo...
You can tell it's an actual person.
Series. Yeah.
Walking through the pine trees.
Ooh, guy's coming after me. One of the guys who worked on the actual Halo games from Microsoft for Xbox read this book called Racing the Beam by a guy named Ian Bogost. And it's all about how Atari games were made. So like those flickering ghosts in Pac-Man, the Atari was only really made to play two games, Combat and Pong. And in Pong, you know Pong.
That game.
Maybe that's how we should close it out. But there are two paddles, and there's a ball, and there's like that line down the middle and the score, and that's really all there is. And Combat is basically the same thing. It's two tanks and a bullet and a score. And so the hardware was not really meant to play anything more advanced than Combat or Pong. And so it's just pure trickery and magic that anything else is able to be run on this system. So this guy, in recent times, had read this book. And so my point was like that Pac-Man exists at all on Atari hardware is amazing because there are four ghosts and there's a whole maze and there are dots all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's way more than the system was ever meant to do. So it's a terrible game, but it's really cool that it exists. Or like Donkey Kong, it's really cool that those platforms are slanted and not just straight lines. The guy who made that game, or who made the Atari version of that game, was really impressed by what he was able to pull off in making those lines slanted and not just straight platforms.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. And all of these games are, like this Halo game that we're playing right now is 4 kilobytes of memory, which is incredibly tiny. This video that I'm making will end up being like a gigabyte or two probably, which is thousands, maybe millions of times larger than this game.
We've come a long way, baby.
Yeah, one of the guys who worked on these modern, advanced, high-tech games read this book and was curious about it, and so he tried making his own game, and so that you can actually play that on real Atari hardware, and it's only 4 kilobytes. So yeah, we'll go out with some Pong. You can't really play Pong very well on a computer because it uses a different kind of controller on an Atari, and it's way cooler.
But you can't
sell it.
This
is why I do writing also.
Pong. I don't think it's on here.
How can they not have?
They do not have Pong on here.
I don't see Pong. All right.
So
the most important game of Atari history, Puyan.
The good old days of Pong.
There we go. Pitfall. That's a good one. And we'll fade to black. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for playing Atari games with me. Or watching me play video games, or whatever we're doing.
It's been a riot.
Sure has. You have any songs you want to go out?
Sun will come out.
Thanks, Mom.
Bye, Jake.